Hi, I'm Peter from RADiCAL. Let me show you our HDRIs and lighting options within Canvas, our real-time 3D creation suite within the browser. Let's get into it. So here I've got my templated scene from RADiCAL. If I just turn away the visual helpers for now, you can see it's a very simple scene. The background and the flooring is provided through a HDRI. And I can change that directly by going into Sky and Light. And there I can see all of the available environment maps. And it's as simple as selecting any one I see and changing it out. So if I want to go with a very sort of overcast, cloudy, grimy look, just press it, let it load, and there you go. Same way I can do it with a night to have a warm night glow. And there you go. Or I can change it to something bright and tranquil. Very easy, just like that. So I change it back to the sunset, just for a moment. Within the HDRI controls, you can also adjust things like the exposure to make it super dark and super moody, or I can make it super bright and overwhelming. And of course, I can change the rotation of it to get an ideal shadow. Now, while you cannot independently animate the exposure and the rotation, you can still play your animations, if you've got them, to get an idea on how your scene look. So, for instance, if I scrub back through the timeline, I really like how the orangeness bounces up through here. Now, we also have a couple of background options for this. So you've got the image where it displays the full image, and I can change it to sky, which is just some general atmospheric effects. And I can change it to blank, which is just a still, just clean lighting effect. If I was to change this back to image, I've also got floor projection, which allows you to see the shadows being cast on the ground. And you can simply toggle it on and off. Now, within this as well, if I just clear Falcon, I also have a couple lighting options. So I have a light bulb and a spotlight. Your light bulb, well, that's your catch-all, just your nice illuminative feature. If I enable the viewport, there I can just change the exposure to make it either super bright, super strong, adjust the distance so I can only, say, isolate just one specific part. There we go. And of course I can change the coloring as well. So if I wanted to make it like a strong blue, I can very easily, or maybe like a strong neon green. The spotlight, however, has a few more controls. So it's treated as a theater light where it's got that cone of precision. So if I was to bring this up and angle it onto my character, I still have the exposure controls where I can make it super bright. I still have the color controls where I can independently change it. So if I was to make it this kind of like an orange yellow, still can see that. I can also change the distance of it as well. So I can only highlight and make the specifics. So if I just want the arm, but I don't want to have it on the legs, I can. And I can also adjust the angle to make it such a wide light or a very close, precise light. This could be good if you want to get the focus on the eyes, for example. And I can also adjust the penumbra, which is the general feathering of the blur around the lights. A very cool feature of the spotlight is that the option of casting a shadow as well. So if I was to enable cast shadow, it would create a real-time shadow of the scene. So if I was to adjust it, there you go, it can get feathered out in and out. And I can also create a very sort of subtle feathering as well. So if I was to up the exposure, I can really clearly see that shadow quite nicely. The spotlight is great if you want to have like a focus on a character, again, like a theater spotlight, but the light bulb is great if you want to just sort of populate little pockets of light within the background. If you've got a very dark, moody scene, for instance, you can just bring it into the side. There we go, just like that. And that is our lighting and HDRI options within Canvas. They're super easy to use and you can create a very moody scene in just a matter of clicks.